Breaking news coming out as in the last 24 hours, yesterday we saw the Chinese President Xi Jinping. He has ordered his army to prepare for war. Now, this is on the social media platform X. Xi Jinping yesterday urged the Chinese army to prepare for war. Here's another one. As Xi Jinping instructs his military to prepare for war, it's worth remembering that unlike the American army, these are real, authentic women. They're saying Chinese President Xi Jinping has ordered military to prepare for war. Now, take a look at the latest headlines coming out here. You can see here's another one coming out 3 hours ago. China prepares for war. Xi Jinping calls China's army to step up preparations for war. This coming out in the last 24 hours as well. Here's another one. Xi Jinping asks troops to prepare for war as battle drills intensify around Taiwan. And all of this comes as we've been hearing these warnings that this was going to be coming, that there will be conflict. We'd heard the FBI saying before the year 2027 there would be a conflict in the Pacific between Taiwan and China, and that when that happens, the United States will be very aware of it. And why is that? Because, well, take a look at these warnings that we had heard. We'd heard FBI Director Wray, the chief of the FBI, say China's hackers, they have infiltrated U.S. critical infrastructure. Volt Typhoon hacking campaign is waiting for just the right moment to deal a devastating blow. And we're hearing that this could be right around the corner, that when China decides that it is time to invade Taiwan, that you can expect electrical grid systems, water systems, communications, transportation, ports, hospitals, things to start going down left and right as they are preparing to hit us with cyber attacks across U.S. infrastructure systems that have already been compromised by China. And take a look. This coming out back in April. So to clarify, these warnings have been coming out for over the past year, but this one coming out about 5 months ago. Chinese government poses a broad and unrelenting threat to U.S. critical infrastructure systems, FBI Director Wray says. And this comes as I mentioned to you, we're hearing in the last 24 hours, this post coming out 2 hours ago, that the Chinese President Xi Jinping has ordered the military to prepare for war. Like I said, this coming out all across the news media headlines that they are saying that in the last 24 hours, China has said, get the troops ready. It is time for us to prepare for war. So things are intensifying in Asia right now with China and Taiwan. And this comes as I also shared with you yesterday. We heard that North Korea is saying they're preparing for war. We've heard that Ukraine is saying they are preparing nuclear weapons for Russia. And we also have anticipation. We are waiting for the retaliation of Israel against Iran for that ballistic missile attack that took place on October 1st. So things are intensifying. And now new warnings coming out in the last 24 hours from China. And this, again, will directly impact the United States as they're going to be involved right in the middle of this. So I'm going to share with you guys the latest information, get you caught up so that way you know exactly what is taking place. And as always, cite all the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it so that way you can see that it is the latest today, October the 20th, 2024. And if you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything, do me a favor, please take a quick second, hit that like button.
Hey, Shalom Akim Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. New is in this gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a lesson through the Spirit. We are in a time of war. Okay, World War III, as all the nations are gathering up for war. As you heard Steve Ram, he went into some detail on how China and Taiwan, which they're technically the same people, you know, Taiwan is just basically, it's still a province of China, but yet you got the Chinese that's in odds with Taiwan, because for the simple fact they basically sold out to the American government, you know, and that's what Esau does. He likes to create division among peoples, you know, even among the tribes, Gad and Reuben. In order to take the tribes down, what did Esau do? He created what he called divide and conquer. You know, and that's just like a fucking devil that will take a group of people to go against their own people just so he can have free reign and leverage over resources, man, and people's livelihoods. Show you how wicked this man really is. But basically, man, hey, they said that the Ukraine is preparing nuclear weapons for Russia. Israel is waiting to retaliate against Iran due to that ballistic missile strike. And basically, they're telling the West to stand down. Okay, because hey, um, when I was looking up some things earlier, it mentioned that Biden basically was sending some troops over to the Middle East, and also Trump mentioned that if it was up to him, he would just flat out bum Iran. You know, he would bum their proxies and to do away with them. You know, so we're in a time of war. Okay, and I mean, at this point, if you can't see that this system is on its way out of here to get yourself right, then hey, the spirit of the Lord might not be supping with you. All right. So it says here, Xi Jinping asked troops to prepare for war as battle drills intensify around Taiwan. Okay. It says China, which claims Taiwan is part of its territory, which it is, has stepped up to show its force around the self-ruled island in recent years. And I remember about a couple of years ago, I remember that was it that Demon Kamala? I think she flew over there to Taiwan, if I'm not mistaken. Well, basically, they was basically telling the Chinese like to look, stand down. You know, if you fuck with Taiwan, then you know basically we're gonna put tariffs on you and all this other shit. Which that's a punk ass way of trying to deal with an opposing factor when technically China owns 97% of this country. You stupid. But it said the Chinese president called this week for troops to strengthen their preparedness for war. State media reported today, just days after Beijing staged large-scale military drills around Taiwan. It says Xi has made comments about visiting a brigade of People's Liberation Army rocket force of Thursday, according to the state-run broadcaster. And what you got to understand too about Moab, they all want to come together and they're gonna come against the Western world. Okay, because Taiwan, through political means and trades and getting that U.S. dollar, once the dollar falls, pretty much people are going to say, you know what, the hell with this place. We don't really have a use for it because technically, you know, we don't have a use for the money. So once you stop paying for your allies or your partners or paying people to be in bed with you, people ain't going to give a damn about you. Just like when that protection money stop coming, then people going to turn their back on you. You know, just like if you have a security detail that you have protecting your fortress for 2 years, and once that contract expires and you don't renew it, then they're gonna pack up and go their own way. They're not gonna care about your best interests or your assets. In America, you're getting ready to fall, man. Finally. But it says Z said the military should comprehensively strengthen training and preparation for war and ensure troops have solid combat abilities. The state media CCTV reported. Unlike this place, you know, you got basically men in the military that's basically practically women. You know, you got women in the military that's trying to be men, but now they're getting afraid because basically World War III has started. You know, you got a bunch of men that rather get their plumbing changed, but yet the North Koreans, the Russians, and even here it says combat capabilities. But what are you doing over here in America? You're teaching little boys to be girls and that a girl that is okay to be a boy. You know, and you're pretty much doing away with all your citizens, so nobody really wants to fight for you. I mean, you literally, that's why the scriptures say that he should be caught into a snare by his own feet, roughly paraphrasing it. Because the same people that you fucking over with taxes and putting them in jail for petty shit and taking away their rights and their money, you know, these are the same people you're going to need to fight for you in war. And guess what? You ain't going to have the numbers. So therefore, they're going to have to reinstate a draft. Okay, but it says China. It says on Monday. No, it says here the dispute between China and Taiwan dates back to civil war, in which the national forces of I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that were defeated by Mao Zedong's communist fighters and fled into the island in 1949. It says China and Taiwan have been ruled separately since then, but they're the same people. You know. But basically, that's what it is. The war drums are beating. Now, when you pay attention to this article here from The Guardian, it says FBI chief, which this guy's fucking corrupt, man. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I feel like this guy here, the head of the FBI, I feel like, you know, and I know through the spirit that they are in cahoots with these other governments that's planning the infrastructure attacks here in America to bring in chaos. Okay, ain't nobody coming over here doing shit to you without your consent. All right, so I fully believe that this guy is behind it. Or not even only him, the people above him. You know, you can't trust these alphabet groups, man. You just can't. Okay, like they blame everything on China. It says Chinese government-linked hackers have burrowed into the U.S. critical infrastructure and are waiting for the right moment to deal a devastating blow, the director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, has warned. But how the fuck do you know that? And if you got all this fucking so-called intel, why don't you just stop the motherfuckers from doing what they doing? If you got all this goddamn intel. Because they've been speaking on this shit for the last 2 years, and we've been seeing it come to pass from water systems being attacked. Banks have been pretty much attacked. Fucking hospitals and went offline. People done lost their social security numbers. I mean, we literally have been infiltrated, and the FBI mentioned all this 2 years ago that this was possibilities. But then when it happens, they still can't figure out who's doing it, you know, outside of a generalized source. Oh, China's going to hack our bank infrastructure in a year, and then the shit happened, but yet they don't do nothing to stop it. Okay, like, these people are trash, bro. Like, I'm at the point now, you Edomites are trash, and you really need to, you really, you know, the Lord really has to expedite your ending of your rulership, man. Like, seriously, you know, enough is enough. But anyway, this is the book of Joel. Matter of fact, let's start at verses 2. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain, and let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. The day of the Lord is the day of Armageddon, the war of Armageddon. World War III, when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai returns back to this earth and put judgment on you heathens, man, and deliver his elect. Okay, that's the day of the Lord, and it's not gonna be a fun day for you people out here. But it says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and strong. It says, there have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. And it's talking about this war, okay, the war of Armageddon, World War III. Okay, the Most High said that once this time is over with, we're not going to have to face another time as devastating as this, because the problem of the earth is going to be subjugated and enslaved and then ultimately destroyed. And you other nations, you're going to be in complete subjection to the Israelites under the rule of Yahweh Shai, man. Okay. But it says here, a day of darkness and gloominess. Why would it be dark and gloomy? Because those missiles, man, war. Okay. War creates tension. It creates darkness, death. Okay. Gloominess. You see what's happening over there in Israel now. Okay. But it says here, a day of clouds of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. It says, there have never been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations, man. Okay, so war is coming, and we're in a time of war. Okay, only thing we're waiting on now is this economic collapse, so they can go ahead and institute the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. That's ultimately the prophecy that's going to get things moving. All right, so this is the book of Joel 3. And I'm going to start at verses 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. And the Gentiles are talking about the heathens. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. All right. So going back here. Some of these videos. And there's too many videos for Jake to keep up on, man. There's so much. Military prepares for attack on U.S. soil during elections. Okay. 9 days ago. China warns U.S. bombers ready for World War III. 1 hour ago. U.S. intel exposes Israeli attack plan against Iran. China tells army to be prepared for war. North Korea, okay, just threatened to declare war. So these are all the nations coming together for war, man. All right. Netanyahu assassination attempt home hit by explosive drones. I don't know about that, but here. Sinwar eliminated. The leader of Hamas. Israel responds to threats, to U.S. threats, World War III. U.S. confirms war begins before elections, World War III. So we're in a stage of war, man, all right? Wars and rumors of wars. And it says here, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, but beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say I'm strong. Okay, Taiwan, okay, they're considered weaker because technically they're not in ruler with China, even though they're the same people. They're separate entities now, all right? In North Korea, all right? Then you got Iran. These are small nations. Let the weak say I am strong, but assemble yourselves and come, ye, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is, over there in that Middle Eastern region. Okay, this is where that war is going to take place at, which that word Jehoshaphat goes into the word Yahweh Shaphat, which means of the Lord's judgment. It says, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about, and Chinese are heathen, which is Moabites. Taiwanese, they're Moabites, okay, North Korea. Let me see, I think they're still Moab, if I'm not mistaken. They're still all, to me, the motherfuckers are the same people. Now, of course, you have different tribal nations among Moab, just like, you have among Esau, Jake, Ammon, but overall, they go back to a particular people, But it says here, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay, so this is about the Lord judging these heathens, man. And we're in a time, and this is the reason why you have war reports coming out every goddamn day, man. And soon to be worse. And it reads here, it says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. But multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Then the sun and the moon should be darkened, and the stars should withdraw their shining. And the Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. And it ain't talking about the small hats, because if that was the case, you would literally put your faith in Yahweh Shai to fight your wars for you. But yeah, you have to, how can I say it? You have to manipulate people through your divisive means, man. You have to pay for part. You have to manipulate people to be partnerships with you, man. But wait a minute, I thought you were the true chosen people of the Most High. Why you need other nations to help you fight a war that technically they supposed to have started? Which is all madness. But it says the sun and the moon should be darkened, and it says, and the stars should withdraw their shining, and the Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and his voice shall utter from Jerusalem, because we know that Yahweh Shai is going to touch down in the east, man. Okay, this is why the scriptures say, so that's what from the east to the west, so should the coming of the Son of Man be, all right, to gather his elect. All right, so basically, man, this thing is fixing to sell off. But anyway, it says here, and the Lord shall also roar out of Zion, because he's going to come back in that big ship and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. All right, so that's the point. World War III. All right, Revelation 16, and I'm going to start at verses 16. It says, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. And the seventh angel, no, hold on. Hold on, I'm missing. Yep, this whole chapter is good, but I'm looking for. Yep, verse 12. It says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. And it reads, and it says, and the water there was dried up, and the Euphrates is drying up as we speak. And the ways of the kings of the east might be prepared. Okay, when you think of the kings of the east, you got China. Okay, you got, even though Russia is farther north, but you got China, Korea, South Korea, Japan. Okay, basically the eastern allied forces against the west. All right, and it says, and I saw three unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. All right, in which the false prophet goes into the Catholic Church. It says, and they are the spirit of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty, which is World War III. All right. But it says, but behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. And this is the reason why we're focusing on the prophecies. And it reads here, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which is Jehoshaphat. All right. Or Harmageddon, which means mountain of troops. And it says, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, it is done. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was an earthquake, such it was not since man was upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. That's talking about when the missiles hit. And also when Yahweh Shai touched down, because we just read in Joel that when Yahweh Shai touches down, basically it's going to be a major earthquake. All right. And it reads, and the great city was divided into three parts, and the city of the nations fell. And Babylon the Great came in remembrance before the Most High to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, which is the missiles, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed the Most High because of the plague of the hail, and the hail thereof was exceedingly great. So, hey man, this is said to happen. It's written. It's gonna happen, and I'm a firm believer that this will take place in our lifetime, man. Okay, it just has to. There's no point for this thing dragging on another 100 years when you have literally three major prophecies left: the chip, the World War III, and the deliverance, man. Okay, which is all for the most part simultaneously, you know. But after the chip, we believe that things are gonna start to pick up. It's not gonna be like the chip then the same day we're gonna get delivered. No. But by the time the chip comes, hey, the war is already going to be hot, the ground war, you know. But anyway, I'm going to end it giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will you will edify. Until the next lesson. Shalom.